Hi everyone, Adam here, and this is what I watched for March of 2024. So it's just an overview of first time watches or movies I saw at the cinema. So in this one, you'll notice it's a mix of some old movies and some new ones. So let's get started. So on the 1st of March, I watched Dune Part 2. The synopsis is the mythic journey of Paul Atreides as he unites with Shani and the Freeman while on a path of revenge against the conspirators who destroyed his family, facing a choice between the love of his life and the fate of the known universe. Paul endeavours to prevent a terrible future only he can foresee. You know, I know a lot of people love the Dune movies. I don't get it. I'm not saying they're not badly made films, and it's well acted. I actually called the first one "People on a Desert Planet Looking Sad." I still look pretty sad here, but I don't know. I'm glad other people liked it. I just really can't get into them. The plot's, I guess, complicated, which isn't always a bad thing, but it's a very, very serious sci-fi movie, which can work. But if you liked it or loved it, that's fine. I just really can't get into the Dune movies. All right, on the 2nd, a local cinema has been showing a lot of older movies, and watched the 80s classic, The Karate Kid, on the big screen. I'm sure I don't have to say too much about it. Most people my generation would have seen it. It's a classic. Of course, it led to the excellent spin-off TV series Cobra Kai. There was always that theory that Daniel is the actual bully. No, he's not. But here's a synopsis anyway, even though most of you know it. Hassled by the school bullies, Daniel LaRusso has his share of adolescent woes. Luckily, his apartment building houses a resident martial arts master, Miyagi, who agrees to train Daniel and ends up teaching him much more than self-defense. Armed with newfound confidence, skill, and wisdom, Daniel ultimately faces off against his tormentors in this hugely popular classic underdog tale. It is a classic. It's an 80s classic. I haven't seen the remake yet. I'm looking forward to seeing the new one they're doing with both Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio. So, it was. It is a classic. Most people my generation have seen it, grew up with it. Sequels were up and down, but the first one, absolute classic. So on the 8th, I watched Imaginary. This is a horror film. The synopsis is: when Jessica moves back into a childhood home with her family, her youngest stepdaughter, Alice, develops an eerie attachment to a stuffed bear named Shanti. Shanti she finds in the basement. Alice starts playing games with Shanti that begin playful and become increasingly sinister. As Alice's behaviour becomes more and more concerning, Jessica intervenes only to realise Shanti is much more than the stuffed toy bear she believes him to be. So this is an odd film. I couldn't get into it that much. I kind of found it a bit. I don't know. I didn't find it. I didn't think it was overly scary. I will say the acting was good, and it was a well shot film. But it's very hard to make teddy bears scary, if you ask me. On the 16th, I watched Ghostbusters at the Astor. This is a revival cinema in Melbourne that shows a lot of the classic movies. I've mentioned it before how Ghostbusters is one of my favourite films, and seeing it on the big screen I'm pretty sure it's one of the biggest cinema screens in Melbourne. I'm pretty sure it is. It was an excellent print. It was so much fun. It's hands down one of my favourite movies of all time. I did a short vlog on it, some of the special effects are dated, but it was made in 1984. But it really is the performances that make this the comedic chemistry between all of them. Yeah, I don't have to say much, but here's a synopsis anyway. After losing their academic posts at a prestigious university, a team of parapsychologists go into business as proton pack toting Ghostbusters who exterminate ghouls, hobgoblins, and supernatural pests of all stripes. When a knockout cellist hires a squad to purge a swanky digs of demons that appear to be living in her refrigerator. Yeah, I mean, it's an 80s classic that's still loved today. I mean, yeah, it's like awesome. On the 22nd, I went to see Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. I just put it down to okay. I mean, it's not awful. I like the acting and the performances. I think, I mean, it was never going to be as good as the original. I don't think it was as good as Afterlife, which to me was a fantastic tribute to the original Ghostbusters and to Harold Ramis. Yeah, look, there was things that I liked about it. I found the pacing a bit odd though, but I will say the acting by everyone is good. I think McKenna Grace's Phoebe Spengler does a great job. Paul Rudd, Gary Grubison, you know. But they need to give these Ghostbusters movie Finn Wolfhard a bit more to do. But yeah, I liked. It was good seeing the old gang team up with the new gang. I thought they worked well together, but you know, I know some of the characters were shoehorned in, but it's pretty much like all sequels, if we're being honest. But yeah, I wouldn't say I loved it, but I didn't hate it. I put it in just okay. But as you'd expect, some great special effects. Okay, for the next movie, I'll get someone more appropriate. On the 24th of March, I watched the Muppet movie. The original 1978, which was shown at the local cinema. For those who don't know, the Muppets were a phenomenon in the late 70s, early 80s. Hadn't seen this movie since I was a kid. Here's a synopsis. A Hollywood agent persuades Kermit the Frog to pursue a career in Hollywood. On his way there, he meets his future Muppet crew while being chased by the desperate owner of a frog-leg restaurant. You know, I've always enjoyed the Muppets. They've always been funny. They're surrealistic humour. You know, and of course the puppetry is fantastic. A lot better than this puppetry, I must say. And the thing is, I hadn't watched it for years, probably since I was a kid. It's still a funny movie. It has a lot of cameos from, I guess, famous people at the time. But yeah, if you haven't watched it in years and you're a Muppet fan, I say revisit it. It's still a very funny movie, and I gotta love the jokes. And you know, the Rainbow Connection is such a great song. I don't care what anybody says. It's awesome. Okay, that's it from the Puppet. Bye. On the 29th, I watched Maneater. This is a shark attack movie. Here's a synopsis. A group of friends on vacation in a seemingly island paradise are stalked by an unrelenting great white after an accident. Leaves them stranded and left for dead. I'd describe it as a bunch of cardboard characters being terrorized by a badly rendered CGI shark. This movie's not good. It's not good. It's really bad, actually. I don't know why lately shark movies have just been pretty poor. Even to me, The Meg 2 was a disappointment. But this is one of those extremely low-budget movies where they probably shouldn't have shown the CGI shark so much because it looks awful. I mean, it's not worth watching. I don't want to be mean, but yeah, I do. It's terrible. It dragged on and only goes for an hour and 25 minutes, and it felt like longer. I mean, Nikki Whelan's an Australian actress who's done a few things. She's in this. And Jeff Fahey has a couple of scenes. And Trace Adkins, name seems familiar, and I know I've seen him somewhere. But yeah, it's one of those low budget, movies, probably made quickly. But yeah, it's not good at all. And on the 30th, I watched Batman, the 1989 Tim Burton one. This was shown at our cinema. I do enjoy this one. Michael Keaton is great as Batman and Bruce Wayne. And of course, Jack Nicholson is as a Joker. I never had the problem with Joker being the one to kill Bruce Wayne's parents. Oops, sorry, spoiler, I don't know if you know that, but Bruce Wayne's parents were murdered. Everyone's pretty good in this. The plot, here's a synopsis anyway. The Dark Knight of Gotham City begins his war on crime, with his first major enemy being the clownishly homicidal Joker who has seized control of Gotham's underworld. But it is a fun movie. It is a bit of a slow build in this movie, and it still makes me laugh that people say Batman doesn't kill people. He pretty much kills most of Joker's henchmen in this. Batman does kill people. Well, in this one, and most of the live-action movies he does, so yeah. It's still a fun movie. It's not quite as weird as what Batman Returns was, that's for sure. That's a weird sequel. But, the performances make this, and also the excellent production design. Some of the effects work has dated, especially the model work. They look like models, but it was 1989 when this came out, so you got to give it some leeway. But yeah, it is fun. On the 31st, I watched Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. Of course, this is the latest in the MonsterVerse movies. It's a synopsis: rise together or fall alone. Following the explosive showdown, Godzilla and Kong must reunite against a colossal, undiscovered threat hidden within our world, challenging their very existence and our own. I found this to be a bit of fun. I know some people may say, well, the storyline's a bit silly, but, it's a giant gorilla and a giant lizard movie. It's not going to be a thought-provoking drama, that going in, but, I had fun with it. It goes into an interesting direction. We get to find out a bit more of a world we only saw a bit of in the previous film, but, it's kind of like a fun, turn your brain off and just go with it. It's silly, but there is fight scenes between giant monsters. And as for the human characters, I know some people complain that there's too much time with the human characters, but, I've said it before, special effects are expensive. You still have to have the human characters in there because, well, you just do. And I did enjoy it. For what it is. It's not a great movie, but it's a fun movie. And, if you're in the mood for something, some kind of, if you're in the mood for giant monsters fighting each other, it's great. And also, special effects are great. I will say this is pretty much more Kong's show than Godzilla's, though. Although, the title is a bit of a lie because it's Godzilla Kiss Kong, because X means kiss on cards and things like that. And that never happens. They lied. Okay, so that's going to wrap it up for what I watched in March. Let us know, have you seen any of these and what did you think? Like, comment, subscribe. I'm Adam, and I'll see you again soon.